Hey everybody, thanks for taking a couple minutes to check out my channel. It's an absolutely beautiful day out here today. All right, today's video, I got my lovely daughter. She came here to visit me. And we're gonna be trying to put this netting over top of these blueberries. Last year, I literally ended up with about 2 or 3 handfuls of blueberries out of 13 blueberry bushes. The deer came and ate all the fresh shoots, and every other critter known to man on 4 legs and in wings came and devastated all these blueberries. So I got a lot of work invested in this, a lot of money and time. But I put a fence around here last year. That kept the deer out, but I still want to keep the birds out. So we're going to try to drape this netting over top of my berries. I just have some old leftover conduit pipe my brother had laying around over here. And there's basically 3 of these fence posts in here. I drove them in, they're 6 foot tall. And this goes to about 10 feet high right here. And all this cordage is line trimmer, just cheap line trimmer from Walmart. Is it gonna work? I don't know. We're gonna bring the netting up and set it on that piece of temporary plywood and hopefully drape it over here. The netting seems like it's pretty decent. It has a little rope on each corner, and I'm hoping that we can just take it up there, set it on that plywood, and just slowly take those corners and pull it down. So we'll see how this goes. If it works, I'll leave a link to this. I got this off of Amazon. I think it was like 50. No, it wasn't even $50. I can't remember what it was, but I'll leave a link to it. I got it from Amazon. It's actually a nylon cordage. I bought some cheap stuff one time that was just plastic, and it ripped. This is really thin and light, but it is actually, it's nylon cordage, and I think it's pretty strong. So let's get set up here and see if we can get this done. Okay, it's actually the next day. I just come over and trimmed off the edges of the excess netting that was here. If you order this netting, and like I said, I'll put the link to this in the description below. I ordered a 50 by 50 hunk because when I ordered some of the cheaper stuff, it did not stretch even close to what it was supposed to. This will go 50 by 50. I should have ordered maybe the 25 by 50 or searched for like a 30 by 30. This enclosure is about 30 feet across this way and about 25 feet front to back. And with the pitch going on, a 30 by 30 would have worked definitely. Regardless, it ended up getting it on. I don't know how much of the time lapse was on there because my battery went dead. I put some caution tape up here for temporary. Hopefully the birds will see that and not get tangled in here. Might look goofy, but it'll be better than the birds tangled up here. It was a challenge, really. If I would have done this several years ago, I'd have probably gotten frustrated, tore it to pieces and threw it down, but I'm a little more relaxed now, and my kid was here with me, and my wife was praying for us, I know that, but we got it stretched on here. It was a difficult thing to do, really. I think what we had was we had 2 corners crisscross was our biggest issue we had. But now that it's on here, the trimmer cable is holding it up nicely, really. This is just an experimental thing for me, but it seems to be working really well. I put it on with just some double ferrule, squoze it on to attach the trimmer cable, and I'm going to come around on the outside and get some small zip ties and zip tie around the outside. I have some caution tape back here too, because I have deer still ramming their heads into my fence. I got quite a few green berries on here, and this is what I had last year. And then all the birds swooped in, and all the ground critters, whatever, fox, raccoons, everything was here probably munching on my blueberries. Now I thought I had a pretty cool tip for everybody, but it turned out that this was not a good thing to do. When we were pulling the netting over, it gets tangled in bushes really easily. So I had a good idea to start with. I put pieces of just tarp over here, and then it didn't get tangled in there, which was great. But just a few minutes of that tarp being on these couple bushes turned some of the leaves brown on top. And it was just on here literally maybe 15 minutes. So if you try something like that, it's at your own risk there. But it did its job, but then it sort of burnt these bushes. These are the only three. This one got the least of it. And it's just on the tops, really. Hope it didn't damage the berries. It did damage the leaves though on these three bushes. All in all, I am really happy with how it turned out. Now if it makes it a few years, that'll be even better. So if you order this netting, it will stretch to the size that it says, for real. It's pretty nice. I'm really excited about this year's blueberry crop now. I was excited last year, but then we got, literally I have 13 plants in here, and I got maybe 4 or 5 handfuls of blueberries out of here. We should get a pretty good crop this year. Got lots of berries. I'm slowly learning how to prune these too, to get more blueberries than leaves. Even this little guy here that struggles. Oh, here's some kind of, I don't know if this is a spider web. Looks like a spider web. There's a little spider in there. Gotta keep the gypsy moss here. But even this little guy right here has some nice clumps of blueberries on it. This is just a tiny plant, but it's got a lot of fruit coming on it. These are just starting right here. These will ripen up pretty soon. Now this plant, I don't think I pruned it very well, because, I mean, it looks nice and lush and everything, but it has way more leaves than berries. So I'll have to do a better job of pruning this one next year. I mean, it's got berries in here for sure, but I think it would have more if I'd have pruned it a little bit better. Like this whole branch here, from here up, could have went probably. It's mostly leaves, and over here there's a lot of berries. Oh well, I'm still learning this stuff, just like beekeeping. All right, that's going to be about it for this video. If you got any tips out of this, or you just plain enjoyed it, maybe you could leave me a quick comment, quick thumbs up, or maybe even subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I hope you all have a blessed day, and stay safe, everybody.